Put it to the mic. That's what you're rocking to, huh?
This is how we're gonna start the pod, I guess. Because you didn't want the other song.
Well, I mean, hey, whatever you're into, because we're already starting. We're live.
Oh, I'll put this away.
No, that's how you want him to start it. Okay. Welcome to the Champagne Hour.
Yeah. Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz. Fuck, man. So what are we gonna get into?
We're gonna get into plenty because there's a lot to talk about. First of all, is there any drinks in the fridge? I'm already a little.
You dry? Yeah. There is one June shine.
Woo!
I was gonna get it for you. Okay. So we have a June shine, and yeah, I don't really feel like drinking. I feel like just sipping on my water.
Well, we had a good tequila.
Yeah, I had to take Quilla. Once again, I broke my fast a little bit early, by not making it to my birthday, but just a few days prior.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's still February.
I got 2 different socks on.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
Laundry day, huh?
Huh?
Laundry day?
No. So I don't know what it is. I love. I stand by this brand so much because of their designs and their patterns.
Stance?
Yeah, but the quality sucks, dude.
Really? I thought it was actually good quality.
The underwear is good, but the socks are maybe
because you walk around on the socks.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
I always get holes only right on the ball of the foot. Only on the ball of the foot.
You got big balls.
I like to think that.
Yeah.
But so what ends up happening is I'll just get only one foot. It'll either be the right or the left of the pair of socks that has like that hole. So I end up just mixing and matching for whichever ones that I have left.
Well, it's not a bad mix and match here. No. It's kind of got the same theme.
Yeah. I like to keep it around the same theme.
Those socks look really warm.
They're not.
Really?
They breathe well.
Really?
Well, there's climate cool ones. There's winter ones. They have a whole collection.
I'm going to have to try.
You got to look into it.
Because I feel like my feet would be sweating.
Look, as a person that used to not like to wear shoes at all.
I still don't.
I know. But like, you know me, like I had the permanent tan and everything. It's still there.
Yeah.
But now that I'm a frequent shoe wearer, and you have to wear socks with them. Because if you don't
have to.
If you don't, there's consequences.
It gets pretty stinky.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that these seem to be the ones that satisfy my needs.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. In any type of season.
Okay.
They're trans-seasonal. Is that a word?
Sure.
We like to make things up here at Morning Drinkers, so don't take it seriously.
So you're popping it up. You're popping it. Pop it.
Popping.
Pop it, pop it, pop it. So, one of the things we were talking about, and we could get into discussing it, is the whole Joe Rogan shit, huh?
Which is why I said don't take us serious, because...
Don't take us serious, or don't take...
No, what I'm trying to say is that, like, don't take everything too literal. So
he's been hit twice this past week with a couple different...
2 different apologies.
Well, he's issued 2 different apologies, but 2 different accusations. What do you want to call them? Accusations, yeah. And so you want to go address one by one, or
let's do that.
Want to address it as a whole?
Let's do it one by one.
All right. Well, the first one was the misinformation, COVID misinformation,
which I have my reservations about, because first of all, you shouldn't be getting COVID news and information from just a podcast, or not just in particular a podcast.
Okay.
Like,
I like where this is going, because I'm okay. Keep going.
Like, you should do your due diligence and
do your own research
and not take everything as literal. Okay. It's almost like when you read the Bible, the Quran, or like the Torah.
Yeah.
Like, read it for what it is, but don't read it as literal, because that may shift your way.
You're dead wrong on that, because the Bible is literal.
Well, maybe that's a certain subject that I shouldn't tread on. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is that...
Jot that down.
Yeah, jot that down. But like, just like he's a fucking comedian, dude.
Right.
And I've actually said this line in previous episodes in regards to Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Where there was when he was running the Daily Show and he was
I'm glad
getting,
you brought that up because I was gonna bring that up.
because there was a part where he was like, guys, like, I'm a fucking comedian.
Yeah.
Like, do not take what I'm saying as like super serious. Like, think of that first. Like, I'm a comedian first.
He would even say like, you shouldn't get your news from the Daily Show.
Exactly. Yeah. And like how Joe Rogan says, like, you should not get your news from me. Like,
Right.
and he even like acknowledges the fact that he gets wrong.
Yeah.
Science is wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
what I feel is what's putting a thorn in the side of people is that it's Joe Rogan. It's a person with his type of, and like, I like Joe Rogan, don't get me wrong, he's cool and everything, but I don't agree with everything he says.
Right.
But I don't hate him because of that.
No.
It just goes back to that, like, just because you disagree with someone, you automatically have to cancel them and hate them because,
I mean, that's kind of the
What's
that's
going
how
on?
people deal with problems these days.
yeah, dude, it's
essentially.
annoying as fuck.
I don't like you, so you no longer exist to me.
Which is why I want you to watch the Akash thing, dude, because he addressed it full on, dude.
I'll definitely watch that later on. But yeah, so what are the reservations you have regarding the misinformation? Because you said you have some reservations.
Yeah. The first
Have
one,
you listened to the ones where he's had like these controversial doctors on and all that?
the first one's being, I don't like it. I'm not just saying when Joe Rogan, when anyone. I don't like it when anyone does the whole, like, what was said then you would get ostracized for that you can say now. In a sense, for example, like the cloth masks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, back then they were saying like any type of mask. And then we realized, oh wait, cloth masks don't work.
Yeah.
Like, instead of acknowledging like, hey, like we fucked up then, but like now it's more jumping on the wagon of like, I've been right the entire time.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and like that seems just a little immature.
Do you feel like that's how he comes across?
In the apology, the first one,
Yeah.
it kind of felt that way where it's like, I've been saying this for a while, and then now all of a sudden, like, it's like I'm wrong. It's like yeah, like you're bringing up good points, but like it's not necessarily the fact that you were right.
Right.
It's the fact that like, you know, like it's not like who has been right this entire time. It's like what kind of research we've been getting along the way.
Right.
But those ideas that like they don't work shouldn't have been so like canceled from the beginning. They should have been looked into like, hey, like let's look into this.
Right.
Instead of like, no, like, and which is why I wanted to bring up the South Park episode because they talk about this, dude. Like they talk about that same thing.
I think it's almost like a retaliation on their part. So like people that say like I've been saying this, I've been right the whole time. I feel like it's a little bit like, man, I was punished for so long from you guys, and now that you guys are seeing that I was right, like now I'm gonna throw it in your face, like say I told you so.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it, is what I'm saying.
There is a lot of people lack tact.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like we're not saying you weren't right or you weren't wrong,
right?
But it's like be a gentleman about it.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like act like you've been there. Like when I hear the words like I've been right, like I told you so, like it just sounds like nagging. You know what I mean? Like let's be adults. Like
man, it's
but it's hard to be an adult with someone that treats you like a child.
I think also it's a little frustrating and a bit more of a retaliation because now that there is acknowledgement that it like doesn't work, why are we still doing it?
Because and I'm gonna bring up a phrase that I said earlier: security theater. It's theater. It's not real, but
know,
like
but
it's
like,
acting like it is.
But
like,
it's like, okay, so now even when high level trusted officials are actually saying like, yeah, it doesn't fucking work. Like, why are we still doing this?
I just told you, security theater.
I know, but like, let's abandon the theater now. Like, there's no need for it anymore. It was theater because it was in question whether it was whether it worked or not.
We gotta watch this episode, dude.
I know, but
in the time being, I get you, and
here's my frustration because I was so pissed the other day because I can't tell. I don't know if this happens to you. This has happened to me like all my fucking life. Every time I leave the house, I have to come back. I forget something.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how many times I can count.
Yeah.
That you've like fuck, I forgot my wallet.
Yeah,
You forget your wallet so much, dude. It pisses me off.
I forget something all the time. So the other day, I forgot
your keys when we go to Europe.
Yeah, but the other day I forgot something. I think it was like my water bottle. It was, it's been dry.
Yeah.
And so I left to go. I'm taking care of some dogs, and so I went to go take care of the dogs, and it was in the morning, so I'm still also groggy. And when I left, I was like, oh shit, and I already had a mask in hand because I was like, I'm gonna grab some breakfast after this, right? But then I get down. I'd already locked my door. I get downstairs. I'm like, fuck, I forgot my water bottle. So I come back up. I grab my water bottle, and then I go and I let the dogs out, play with them for like a couple hours. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to go to this bakery. I'm going to fucking chow down. I go and I'm like checking my pocket. I'm like, fuck's my mask? And I had just cleaned my car, so I didn't have any masks in my car. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, fuck. And this bakery is like right by their house in Claremont. And I was like dead set on going there. And I'm all, I don't have a fucking mask. And so I'm looking all over my friend's house to see if they have masks. I text, they didn't respond. There's no masks in their house. I'm like, dude, I have to go all the way fucking home now to get a fucking mask. And I'm dead set on this bakery. I was like, at this point, I was like, no other breakfast is gonna suffice this hunger. Like I want this from this bakery. And so I had a flannel. I used the flannel as like a turban, and I'm like, okay. But I was like, this doesn't work either. When are we gonna just like give it up and be like, hey, this is fucking bullshit?
I'm gonna give you a little solution to this, and you're not gonna like it.
Oh, what? It was in hindsight, like, oh, you should leave masks in your car or your glove box.
But it's kind of like that.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's I realized that you can just ask for one.
From who?
The host, the people at the restaurant. You'd be like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like I fucked up. I forgot my mask. Do you like can you give me one? And they'll give you like the paper ones or like the ones we use. Yeah. So just don't box yourself.
I still have to go in and then go up to the register, so I'm still like violating.
Yeah.
And people are all pissed off.
No, or you can be like a belligerent asshole and yell from the door, "Hey, forgot my mask!"
Yeah, I did the turban thing.
Yeah,
but I was just like, dude, when are we just gonna stop? Like,
and
come on.
Okay, I'm gonna stop saying this, but I'm gonna say this. This is one time.
Yeah,
we have to watch that South Park episode.
Okay. So
circling back to Rogan, I like what he says, and because he couldn't get canceled from this misinformation, they're like, what else can we get this motherfucker for? So now they're digging deep, and they tried this months ago, remember? Before the new year?
What did they try?
They're trying to cancel him for making misogynistic jokes with Joey Diaz.
Oh, yeah, that was before.
Yeah.
Watch, I want to pull up.
And this is before the Spotify deal too, I think. Or I think it was at the cusp of the Spotify deal where they were like, no, we got to cancel him before anything.
So check this out. Andrew Schultz tweets, Rogan hit job started with misinformation. That didn't stick, so now it's racism. Next, it will be misogyny. After that, transphobia. They're trying to make him radioactive because they fear his influence. This isn't about hate. It's about silencing a powerful man they can't control.
Yeah. And so I may sound very controversial for saying this, but
oh shit.
You know me. I'm as left as there is, but I can be pretty right sometimes too.
Oh yeah.
And we have to acknowledge that at one point in history, the liberals were fighting Republicans over censorship and like burning books and shit, and like this shouldn't be that. But it's kind of flipped the roles now.
Oh yeah.
Where a lot of liberals are censoring Republicans because they just don't agree.
Right.
Doesn't that sound a little fucking familiar? Like, shouldn't you be looking in the mirror? Like, we should be creating discourse and conversation, not silencing the opposition. That's what fascists fucking do.
Right. Which is what the Republicans have been kind of accusing Democrats of being recently.
Yeah,
the past few years.
But so, God damn it. All right. So I know I wasn't going to bring up the South Park episode, but
just spoil it apparently.
But not a big spoiler, but something that you and I have made a joke on the pod in the past is that one of the biggest things that I At this point, I can't pinpoint if it's the left or the right that's saying this, but they're tying everything. They're tying today's experience and like making it parallel to like Nazi Germany.
Well, there actually was a book burning recently this past week.
What did I just say?
Yeah, there was a book burning. So, I mean, that parallel has been occurring, I think, since the Trump inauguration. I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon, to be honest. I don't know if there's going to be an exact resolution to all this. I think it's always just going to be this polarizing thing. And I think with this digital information,
there's going to be no need for... first of all, I never believed in the position of a president. Because I don't think that it's a job that one person is capable of doing.
No.
I believe in a Senate.
But
I
like
believe
you said,
in a house of people that
But like you said, it's political theater. That's all
it's political theater.
That's all the president is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
and
all,
I've worked in politics, so
it's all bullshit, man. Like Nick Costa said, man, everyone's fucked. We're just all trying to get through the day.
Yeah. I was talking to when I went to Hawaii recently to see my homies. I met up with my dude that's a dentist assistant, and he's been one of those like he found a good gig and he's just gonna stick with it. He's gonna ride with it. He's gonna be a dentist assistant his whole fucking life.
Some people are content with that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I just remember asking him like, "Did you ever like
want more?"
Yeah. And he's like, "Life's good."
That's such an islander.
He's from Boston.
Yeah, but he moved to the island. Yeah, he's adopted that
mentality. Yeah. I did for a while. But he's like, life's good. And I realized that, like, everyone's just faking it.
Yeah.
Like, he goes, like, my dentist, like, the guy, like, he's cool and everything. But it's like, I see him Googling shit, dude. Like, he's not too sure sometimes. Like, everyone's just faking it, dude. It's just like, it's like, who can sell the most confidence?
Everyone is. It's wild.
That's why I tip my hat to con artists, dude. And I've said this on the pod before, where it's like I don't like them, I don't like what they do, but like you have to give credit when credit's due.
Right. Yeah, man. I realized it's easy to make that decision that you're gonna just ride it out. Like this is what I'm gonna do. One, when you realize everybody's fucking faking it, so you're like, why try to do something? But that can only work so far as long as, for example, inflation doesn't continue to go. Because if you're going to continue to be that dental assistant and your pay wage stays the same, it doesn't go along with that, you're going to have to need and want something more.
There's a reason I worked in government and had to get a part-time job.
Yeah. Dude, it
sucked.
It's been the same reason why I'm just like, I'll turn down gigs because I'm like, no, that's way too little.
Yeah.
Like
it's
10 years ago.
Loss.
I was like 10 years ago, maybe, but like not now. Absolutely not.
And I think we've talked about this before where I remember being 17, 18 and $120 was like a lot of fucking money. I was like, what am I going to do with all this?
Hell yeah.
And now it's like, that's an afternoon, dude.
Dude, I just dropped over $50 right now. Like, what the fuck did I have? I had some chips, a tostada, and one drink. Over $50. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. How does that make you feel? Knowing that?
Annoyed.
Yeah.
Real annoyed.
Yeah. But it's this social choreography that we have to do because if you become that guy that says like, fuck this, I'm going off the grid, I'm going to eat what I grow, you become that weird guy.
I'm already that weird guy.
It's like, fucking don't go to Brian's. Like, you go in there once, you don't come out. Like, yeah.
Damn. So, yeah, man. So, anyway, we got derailed there. So, back to Rogan. So, the first thing was the misinformation. Now, the second one was the racism. Is he racist?
I don't believe that he has racist intentions, like malicious intentions.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna call acknowledging or giving recognition to stereotypes racist, like most comedians do, because that's what they use for their material,
yeah,
then I guess, but you need to work on your definition. Like
Right.
like Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz says it perfectly. Joey Diaz says, "I'm racial, but I'm not racist."
Right.
He's like, "There's no racist bone in me." He's like, "But I make jokes." Like,
Yeah. So the compilation video, like I said, it's actually been out for a while. I'd seen it before. And when he was using the N-word a lot, it was very much like how Lenny Bruce used it back in the 60s when he was making a point. Because he wasn't just using the N-word. He was using a lot of derogatory names for various people, pointing out it's a word.
yeah.
And
It only has power unless you give it power.
Right.
I think it's one of Lenny Bruce's
Yeah.
bits. Yeah.
So, and then Rogan was citing also like Tarantino, how Tarantino uses a lot in his movies and whatnot. So it kind of got me thinking like, okay, is it one of those things where is it okay to use it in art? Because clearly Tarantino uses it in his art. And he doesn't get...
Samuel Jackson has a response to that.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Samuel Jackson talked because
He's been in plenty of Tarantino films.
But specifically when he got the role of in
Pulp Fiction?
No. In Django as the... What's his name?
I don't remember, but he was like the top slave hand or whatever.
Or like the house guy.
Yeah.
He talks about how much fucking hate he received
From black people? Yeah.
Specifically from black people for doing that role.
Yeah.
And he
was like an Uncle Tom almost.
Yeah,
right?
and in an interview with Tarantino, I think they're sitting side by side. I don't remember unless it was like a compilation of clips.
Yeah.
Where like both of them answered, it's like, we're doing a period piece.
Right.
It's like that's just how it was back then. Like
Yeah.
you either hate it or you love it. You just have to like take it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's what I'm saying. Do you get a pass when it's art?
I think you do because you're like again
At least for a period piece, because I think if there's a white rapper right now using the N-word, then he's not gonna get a pass.
And they talk. So when the Channel 5 guy Andrew, he went to his crew interviewed some like twins from Georgia, I think, or actually not Georgia. The point is like they're white boys. They grew up around a bunch of black people, and they say the N-word a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reaction videos from black folks saying like this is outrageous.
Yeah.
Like I get it, like maybe in his little community, but like even then he shouldn't be saying it. I don't know, dude. Everyone's gonna justify their own fucking feelings, dude.
Which is weird.
So it's like
It's
as a consensus, do we have to all agree that like just saying or hearing the word is here? I wanted to pull something up because I don't want to lose this train of thought. Because I recently saw on Reddit that they posted a video of Fitzsimmons on JRE. And Joe Rogan's like taunting him. He's like, "You won't say it." Yeah, have you seen it?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. But yeah, he's like taunting him. He's like, "You won't say it. You won't say it." Wait a minute. And the comments are what I'm trying to get at. Fuck, dude, I can't find the fucking post because so many people have been like
blocking or taking down Rogan shit.
No. Like reposting on the Joe Rogan subreddit. Like this is the time he said it. This is the other time he said it.
Right. Yeah. So
I'll find it. Don't worry. I'll find it.
Like I said, I'd seen that compilation before, and I don't recall because the compilation videos, a lot of it's taken out of context. You don't get everything. But I've seen some of those episodes, if not all of them. And the only one I could like really say like, he fucked up
is the Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes one.
Can I low key? I don't remember it. Do you mind pulling it up?
Planet of the Apes one?
Yeah.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on the top fucking page of YouTube. Just type in Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Joe Rogan, Planet of the Apes reaction.
Oh my god, so many people are fucking flooding this thing. You know
Oh,
what?
it's so fucking long. Oh no, this is 21 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Here.
And it says, okay, take me this one. And the guy goes, okay, is that in a good neighborhood? He's like, oh, yeah. Okay, I barely speaks English. He texts
So right there already, he's kind of, you know,
Yeah.
like that could be a little, like if you're real sensitive to racial shit, you're already offended
You're already
just by that.
triggered,
Just
yeah.
by that. So it was. This is already an excerpt of it, but I do remember. So they are, I believe he said Philadelphia, and he's on the road with some comics, and they're talking about like going to see a movie, which just so happened to be Planet of the Apes, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, take us to the nearest theater, and so that's the cabbie that has this act. So just to give you some context.
there. We get out and we're giggling. Oh, we're going to see Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude.
I now remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was no white people.
Okay.
So that's the only one that I'm like, yep, that was rough, you know?
Here. Wait up.
You sending it?
I found not the one I wanted to share though, but here's the video, and then I'm gonna try to find the comments that I wanted to share about it.
Well, I'm here. I'm waiting.
I know.
Well, we're
I'm not on your Wi-Fi. That's why it's like taking forever.
Oh, well, I'll share that later. I changed my Wi-Fi this past
Yeah,
Thursday.
no shit.
Sorry. Why is it taking forever though? It shouldn't take forever.
Because it's still sending because I don't have service in here.
Jesus H. Christ. Dead air.
Dead air. But I mean, think about it. Do you think?
Do you
I
need to
don't know
say-
how many times over the years I've heard motherfuckers call me Chink and Beaner,
Right.
and they're my closest friends.
Yeah.
Like, there's a moment where like when someone says it, and you're like, this motherfucker said it to hurt me, or and there's another time it's like they say it, and it's like, oh.
I do remember that. I do remember that shit.
It's like you won't say it.
Wait. Say it.
His mouth doesn't even move, dude.
That's the best part. Grapefruit Simmons, a massive human rights atrocity. The first comment. I'm sorry, but that's funny. Dude, we're gonna get
So one of
canceled.
the comments the one I'm trying to find that I can't find from the original video because this isn't it.
Yeah.
The guy says like, I'm a black guy,
Yeah.
and I'm more offended at the fact that how much I'm laughing at this than actually hearing the word itself.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember that. I do remember that episode actually.
But it's like, again, it's just like,
So that was Rogan's like take on it just being a word right there, right?
yeah.
And I, you know, I
And by the way,
And I
that's the
understand-
context of that video.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just a word.
yeah.
Like,
And I understand some people are just heavily triggered by it. There's nothing.
look, I'll put it like this. I don't see a right time to ever use the word.
Mm-hmm.
But
What if you're rapping to
Nah.
your favorite song?
you're
You're by yourself. You're by yourself.
I'm in my car. Yeah, I'm saying it, but no, but like, dude, like, there's a lot of Biggie Small songs that like you just have to say it sometimes, you know, because it adds to the feeling. But no, what I'm saying is like, there's never a right time to say it, like in the wild.
In the wild.
I guess, you know,
Yeah.
like out in the streets or like even at home. Like, are you just walking around your house? You're just saying it, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see a right time to ever say it outside of like talking about like historical context. Like, well, this is what they used to say, you know,
Yeah.
like, and explaining why. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And but that's the thing though, like, I can't say this because me as a person, like, say a word that should be really offensive to me, Beaner, Chink, doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I laugh at them because I don't like, when I hear those words using towards me in an aggressive manner, I just see a weak fucking person that that's the best you got.
Yeah.
Like, instead of throwing a punch at me, that's the fucking best you got.
Yeah.
For real? Like, then it goes like, am I gonna stoop down to your level and then fight you for it? Mm-hmm. I could just be the bigger man, be like, he's done.
Right.
Walk away.
Yeah, some people want to fight though.
Yeah, because
it
stand up for your rights.
It has a historical.
Yeah, stand up for your rights. Like, don't let anyone get you down, but pick and choose your fights. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Be smart about it. Not every boxer that knows how to box goes around looking for fights with everyone, dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's times where you gotta, like,
square up,
squabble, dude. But
so all in all, is he racist?
Say it. I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe was Bruce Jenner a man at one point in his life?
His stepdaughter's black, right?
Huh?
His stepdaughter's black, right?
But again, like, was Bruce Jenner like
a man?
A man at one point.
Okay.
Was Caitlyn Jenner a man at one point in life?
So then you're saying he was?
I'm saying
I'm gonna take something you said to me last week.
So what I'm gonna say is that, like, because one of the things that I don't believe people change.
Yeah,
but I do believe people adapt. And what I'm trying to say is that, like, you can adapt by learning that, like, recognizing that in a certain setting, like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
But, like, and I think I've made this.
You made this point literally to me last week.
Yeah, whereas, like, do you think a racist guy doesn't say, like, you?
Yeah, you said you literally said that you don't believe rehabilitation actually works in a sense. You said that they can learn and adapt, and that they know, like, oh, I can't behave and say this stuff in public
because it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Because we live in a society.
Yeah, but you said when it's like them home by themselves.
I'm pretty sure they say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, do you think, like,
well,
like when he's by himself and he's
but
like,
we're talking about someone who we already know is racist, that has a racist past, that is supposedly rehabilitated. We don't know if Joe Rogan was like a Klansman or something.
I don't think he was.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, so you're really gonna deduce for him, like, saying a controversial word as him being like a Klansman, for example?
Well, I wouldn't, but that's what I'm saying. Do you think he is racist?
Why, just saying it? Just like say it, dude. Say it.
Just say it, dude. Just say it.
You're not. You don't say it. Is he racist? No, like, just how much I don't think Joey Diaz is racist, but he has said some controversial shit.
But since Joey Diaz is a person of color, technically, can he be racist?
Aren't Italians persons of color?
I don't think they can. I actually think they should be categorized as such, but I don't think they are.
You're not Italian. I'm not Italian.
But we could say, like,
I hate saying this because everyone's my friend.
Say it.
No. like I got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends.
Don't rub it in.
And they all come from different walks of life.
Yeah.
Some of my friends are brothers.
Okay.
And some of my brother friends, my friend brothers,
yeah.
They I remember joking, like, in like the pit, we're all like goofing around and shit. And one of the homies is Italian. Mm-hmm. And my homie said to my Italian friend, our mutual friend,
yeah,
your people are the brothers of Europe.
Okay.
Tan skin, curly hair, a lot of people don't like you. That's what he said.
Those are mostly Sicilians, though.
Well, he's Sicilian.
Okay.
So maybe okay, Sicilian. So Sicilians are the brothers of Europe. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Maybe that's what he was saying. Yeah, Sicilians, not Italians. Yeah. Sicilians are like the brothers of Europe, like curly hair, tan skin. Like, most people don't want you around.
Yeah.
And again, like, because he said it was fucking hilarious.
Right. Because black people can't be racist, or any person of color can't be racist. That's kind of the narrative that is being accepted on, like, every college campus.
Yeah, but you're talking about college kids, dude.
Well, they're the future.
They're the future.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. When I was in college, I used to say shit that I don't catch myself saying anymore.
Such as?
Like,
I was for like a split second. You're like, wait.
yeah. So, like, for example, I used to have a lot of hate in me that I didn't know how to channel correctly, and I would just find the nearest vulnerable group to shit on. And being in Hawaii, the only vulnerable group of people there are white people because they're literally the minority.
Yeah.
To the point where like cops beat up white people. Like,
Yeah.
no,
This is my kind of town.
No, but like there is like a visible like
White hate.
yeah, exactly. So it's like I remember being there and then saying and like being just bandwagoning with the masses, being like, you know what, yeah, fuck you guys. Like, you guys just, what are you doing here? You want to fucking annex this again? Like, you know, like just being a stupid college kid.
Right.
But that's when you realize, like, oh, I was in college. I was stupid. I thought I was right.
A lot of them think they are.
A lot of them think they're,
and that's because they're learning from professors that are older.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's where it gets a little
the
like
boomer thoughts.
Yeah, you're like, oh well, these are just college kids. It's like, yeah, but they're learning it from older people. So
my Korean teacher
wait,
told me that
you tried taking Korean, or you did take
Korean history of politics.
Oh, okay.
Not because I was a poli-sci major.
Right.
My Korean teacher, because it was mostly a Korean cultural class, to be honest, told the class, told us that he was a. This is gonna sound like Fed smoker, but like he was like a psyop agent like for the Koreas, and he told us all these things that like chicken is bad for you, that his Korean doctor cures cancer, all this shit
By not eating chicken.
by not eating chicken. Yeah,
That's all it takes. That's what cures cancer. We just stop eating chicken.
Stop eating chicken.
Okay.
And
that's the dinosaur's last revenge. Like you guys, it's your turn. But
the last
we're
lab
gonna give
asshole,
you
yeah.
cancer.
And I just remember like panning the classroom and seeing like who's taking this seriously
Yeah.
and who's not. And it's usually the white guy that's trying to bang the Korean broad, dude. It's like, I got to soak all this knowledge in so I can fit in.
And that upset you?
It didn't upset me. I just noticed it in real time. And it made me realize that, like I said before, we're all just faking it. We're all just saying things that we think is going to please the one around us. Like,
You think consciously or subconsciously?
subconsciously, unconsciously, we do it.
Really?
Because as society,
Call me out. What am I faking?
Brian, let me hit you with this.
Yeah.
All right.
Give it to me with both barrels, baby.
Nah, you actually don't fake the funk a lot because you hate yourself too much to the point where it's almost where like,
That was real.
where it's almost like you don't, there's a certain point in your time that you've acknowledged that like, you're going to get what you got.
What do you mean by
As
that?
in like, I'm not going to put on airs.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you do when you dress up because you do dress up well, but that's about it. That's your faking the funk of like,
Right.
I can be a functioning member of society. Look at
Yeah.
how I dress.
Yeah.
But you take the clothes off and you're still the same fucked up.
You still hate yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You jack off into your tears using it as lubricant.
Well, it was Valentine's Day, and it was one time. But yeah, but no, like, circling back to me, when I was in college, I thought that joining the bandwagon of hating white people was what I thought people wanted to hear from me to be associated, to be part of the group.
It's a cool wagon.
It's cool guys.
Cool
guys. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all faking the funk until we die because all we want to do is be accepted. From the moment you're born, the first thing you do is search for your mother's hug or to be held. The first thing you want to do when you come out of when you're cracked out of that womb is to be held and accepted, to be part of something.
And that never ends, huh?
And that never ends.
It's all Freudian.
Yeah. A little Freudian slip, but yeah.
Wow. So, reeling it back, Joe maybe not entirely racist, but maybe has a little something.
He's racial, but not racist.
Like Joey Diaz then.
Like Joey Diaz.
Okay.
Like Dave Chappelle.
Are you the same, would you say?
I'm racial in a sense where it's like you've heard me make this joke about my people all the time,
Right.
where it's like there's something in the goddamn rice, you know, like it's like, well, I don't know what the fuck's going on, yeah,
Right.
but like,
Now,
is it me because I'm making fun of myself
Right.
in a way that like it's okay?
Now, both of your cultures eat rice.
Yeah, but one's red, one's white.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. And one of my people is red and the other one. No, but like that's again like because I'm making fun of myself.
It's not.
It's
I
not
wouldn't even say that's-
racist.
nor would I say it's racial.
See, I don't know. Like in every group of people,
Do you think-
Filipinos, Chinese, Vietnamese, Mexicans, Dominicans,
Sure.
doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
They always make fun of the dark motherfucker, dude. Filipinos have a word for them. They call them igorots. That means like from the mountains, like or some whatever. Like or, look it up. Pull that shit up, right?
You do it. You do it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Like I don't know how many times growing up, like I heard like
And that's a derogatory term.
It's not a derogatory term. It's like a group of people.
I'm assuming this is how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. So it's a group of people. It's like a tribe, I think. And because they're from the mountains,
Like calling someone a huichol.
or yeah, Oaxaca or whatever, yeah. Or Oaxaqueño, yeah. It's like a group of people from a certain tribe, but because they have this characteristic, because they're from the mountains, they're dark. They're usually darker.
They don't look that dark.
But usually, yeah. So they're like, oh, you're fucking igoro, like you're low class. Like
Right.
my girl talks about this all the time. So
Well, your girl's a mountain folk.
exactly. So my
Filipino, but
my boy Clinton, he's Burmese, but he's like Burmese from Yangon. And my girl, she's Chin. She's from the mountain. Like her tribe is Chin.
Right.
So I remember my buddy Clinton, my Burmese homie, he'd be like, "Hey, you still with the mountain girl?" Oh. Yeah, like he won't even recognize her as Burmese.
Right. And you think that's a racial thing?
It is.
Wow. So he's
Look, like my girl tells me all the time, like they're fucking racist towards us because we're from this part of the country. Yeah. So it's a fine line, dude. It's a fine line.
So check this out, because I said it while we were walking to grab brunch, if you want to call it. I was saying, okay, people are trying to cancel or trying to censor, whatever you want to call it, anyone that's deemed racist, regardless if it's racial or And I said, do you think we just potentially accept the fact that actually everyone is racial?
Okay, let me give my 2 cents about this.
Because everyone is prejudiced.
I do believe that this movement that's happening does have benefit to it, because it's going to help us as a group recognize that we need to move forward as a society and just accept everyone for who they is. And this type of talk isn't really helpful. Mm-hmm. But we can't move forward if we keep looking back at this as like we can't let it hold us back.
Right.
So we're doing like the message is good, but the way we're doing it in practice isn't unraveling so well. Kind of like how everyone says like communism on paper sounds fantastic, but in practice it's fucking hell, dude.
So how do you think you solve it? How do you put it into an effective
There is
practice?
no solve for it. It's until human consciousness reaches a certain level of like we are all the same. We are all the same.
We're all the same but different?
No, we're all the same.
Yeah.
In the sense where like we're here to live and we're here to die.
Right, but our cultures are different.
But they shouldn't be viewed necessarily as a different and like bad, like us versus them. It should be like us and us.
Yeah, I think the only way we get to what you're talking about is if it just literally becomes this huge
fucking
homogenized entity where you already see. It's happening with cuisine. It's happened with cuisine for years and years. I mean, take Italian food, for example. Italian food is synonymous with like tomatoes and red sauce now, right? But tomatoes are native to this
Mexico.
to this part of the world.
Yeah.
It wasn't then over there. So there was a huge fusion. You're starting
Like
to see
how Italians are synonymous with pasta, but
right.
that comes
But
from the Chinese.
You see even like I was in LA a couple weeks ago, and the food trucks out there, they have like Korean tacos. It's like bulgogi tacos.
Yeah, that's big.
You're starting to see
Ramen birria.
yeah, ramen birria. I've seen that too. Like you're starting to see these few, and I think eventually we're just going to become this like fusion clusterfuck of humans that like this is what
in
it is.
2000, I don't know if it was 2009 or 2012, and I don't know why those 2 years are sticking out to me, but I think Times, like the magazine Times,
Yeah.
put out a cover on, or if it wasn't a cover, it was an article that was like featured.
Future human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like what humans will look like in 2050.
Right. Yeah. I saw
And it was just some tan motherfucker. It's like,
Right,
we're
right.
all going to be mixed. It's like,
yeah.
that is going to happen. But there's always going to be those pockets of people that are like, they're going to want to keep it to the roots.
So that's what I've actually spoken about that for a while, because ideally I think that is where we should head, where it's like we're all
A soup.
a big giant soup, and yeah, we all look like that. But there's a lot of people that want to hold on to their pride, their roots, but for some reason these roots they're choosing a part in history where like this is where my roots start, but it still goes back further.
Yeah, it still goes back further.
So that's why I've always thought like, man, racial shit is like just it's nonsense to me, man.
it is. So you have to
I
keep
just
in
don't
mind
get it.
that if you really, and I sound like everyone I judge on YouTube, but like the Aztecs were at war with like the Olmecas and shit. Like
Yeah.
there was racism between them, dude.
Yeah.
Like just because you're from this tribe, I
Yeah.
do not like you.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong. I don't know if it was the Olmecas, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like it's like in every point in history, there's always been an us versus them.
Right.
And it's not until we reach a consciousness of like it's us and us,
Yeah.
or like the them isn't necessarily like evil.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I'm trying to say is that like when we lose fear of the unknown
Yeah.
is when we'll actually live in a society.
Yeah. Now whether we
But the only way
I don't know
we
if we
get
ever-
exposed to the unknown is to know it.
right.
So
there's the conundrum though, because
yeah, if there's
in
little
order to
pockets
know it, then
of
you
secluded,
do have to revisit some history that you were saying that we got to stop revisiting history.
No, I'm not saying stop revisiting. I'm saying, and like I've said this before, like when you read the Bible, the Torah, and the Quran, like read it as literature. Don't read it as literal.
Right.
Like read it as like this is how they thought at one point in time.
Yeah.
Cool, we can learn from this. Like Civil War reenactments.
That's stupid.
Why the fuck are we still doing it?
That's stupid to me.
Why the fuck are they still doing
We know
it?
who won.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we still doing them? But
Yeah. So let me tell you something, because this is a discussion I've had for a long time, many years, probably like once a year. We don't get into it, but we revisit it. And me and my friend Mike, whom you've met from New York. And I think the most recent one, I liken our friendship a lot to Magneto and Professor X.
yeah, holy shit, that's a good fucking analogy.
I liken our relationship with each other as that. And I've told him that. And we both kind of laugh at it, because it's just like, God damn, we butt heads on a lot, and especially like the racial shit. And the most recent one we've had regarding this was, because I told him, I was like, dude, at one point, do you accept that it's just nonsense? Like literally, like, and he told me, he's like, in a sense that it was like my white privilege that allows me to come to that conclusion so easily, because he says race doesn't affect you the same way it affects me.
And that's something that you'll never get to understand.
Right.
But unless he gives you the ability to empathize,
Yeah.
like, and that's what it is, dude. All we need is just fucking empathy, dude.
So check this out though. Like,
Because
that could be used.
Because your friend Mike asked me a question that I remember, like, I brought up to you guys, and I was like, I didn't know how to answer this.
Yeah.
I remember we were on the subway.
Yeah.
And we were talking about race and shit, and it was during the time when I was like really angry against white people. So him and I clicked really well, yeah. And I just remember he asked me, he's like, "Let me ask you a question, brother. Like, you told me you biracial," and I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "You weren't ever like upset at your parents?"
Oh, because he's so pissed.
Yeah, he was like, "Why'd they do that to you, man?" Like, I was like, "What?" Like,
dude, I never tried.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, but just that question's like, aren't you upset that like they mixed? It's like,
no, because everybody's mixed.
Yeah,
that's what I told him, dude. That's legit. Like what I told him too. I was like, bro, everyone is mixed. Otherwise, there wouldn't be the species that we have today. Everyone is mixed. If like, and so that's why I said like, at what point? And so when he threw that line at me, to me, I was just like, man, that can be used for absolutely anything. Like, let's say I'm talking to some woman, some girl, even a dude who's like been like raped or something. They're like, you'll never understand. You're like, you're absolutely right. I'll never understand that.
But let me empathize.
Let me empathize and
like, don't shut me out because you think that I'll never understand. It's like, you're right. Yeah. But like, I can still listen.
I can listen, and I could still make, I think, which is a poignant response and saying like, to what degree does holding on to this anger do for you? Like, does it better your life?
I see where you're going with this, and just playing devil's advocate, that's her therapist's job to ask those questions. Because like when you're,
well, this is me and Mike, not yeah.
So that's for like, I in my experience, like when I try to play therapist for my friends,
yeah, I
let my own judgments, I guess, cloud the fact that they just want to be heard. Like they don't want facts being thrown at them. They just want to be heard. Like I said, it's just moments in time where you just have to shut up. Even if you have like the right answer, even if it's just that's empathy is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
this was like a discourse. This was like we were going back and forth.
Okay.
We were going back and forth, and so it was kind of like, because to me, everyone's experienced something racist.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what you are. So when someone says, "Oh, you don't know what it's like to have like someone be racist towards you," I was like, "Of course I do. Doesn't everybody? Hasn't everybody?"
Oh, see,
maybe I haven't been beaten by the cops.
It's not that. It's like,
so then what is it?
I do see where he's coming from, because there are going to be certain experiences that no matter in how many awkward situations you've may experience or put yourself through life,
right?
There are just things that just have never happened to you that probably happened just once in his life that really, really stuck with him.
Right.
And I'll give you an example. I used to date this girl, and she happens to be, black. And I remember one time she told me, she was like, we were actually having this conversation about race, because she's a black Jew, and
she's blue.
Yeah, and I'm not. I'm Chinese Mexican.
Yeah.
So we're talking about race and like our experiences of like awkward encounters when people didn't say something, but they did something that you were like, oh, like you're being standoffish, you're being defensive, you're being like it felt racist. Like, it was because of how I looked or who I am.
Right.
And she was telling me that she grew up in Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
And then when she would go, she's really fit, athletic, blah blah. And then when she would go out for a morning jog, that this old white couple would cross the street when they would see her running.
Yeah.
And me being me, I'm like, well, maybe they were just trying to like not make you lose your rhythm, like keep going, because I'm trying to like make light of the situation, because because who wants to talk about this shit,
Right.
So, and she was like, has that ever happened to you? And I go, yeah, but I was like, with a group of people, then we probably looked like we were mobbing,
Right.
like it wasn't just me because of me, that they felt like in danger.
Yeah.
So I was like, in a way, I can't relate to you in that aspect.
So devil's advocate on that. How does she know exactly what they were feeling?
And that's what I was getting at. When I said that, like, how do you know they weren't just trying to like not break your pace?
Right.
And she was like,
She's like, they started shouting the N-word.
no. She was like, and then she just started bringing up like, well, it's because like, you know, my dad would tell me, and then it's just like it's
So then it becomes
like
this,
nature versus nerd. No. Like it's like, was that something that you were taught to believe? Or was that something that you actually experienced? Or like, are you coming to that conclusion because like it just I wasn't there. There's so many variables.
right. So check this out, because if her response was like, that's what my dad told. So check this out.
Yeah.
If I were to tell you like, dude, there aren't any yellow cars out there on the highway.
And then
what
you see
What
one.
are you gonna notice?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, is there a possibility that also is a thing?
But that's the thing though.
And you can't engage in that discourse because they get upset. You don't understand. I'm like, you're right. Maybe I don't, but also like, because I've had that thrown back at me. Like, do you know what it's like to have someone like cross the street because they thought I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just oblivious. I don't notice it. I don't look for those things. You know, I don't look for those things.
I remember being a kid. Little kid.
And I get hit that's white privilege that I don't have to look for those things. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so I remember being like 12 years old and going to LA for like a karate tournament.
Yeah.
13 years old, sorry. 13, so I'm like, I can already make sentences. Like, you know, like I'm good, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember staying at like,
Already makes sense.
like I remember staying at like the Best Western or something like, you know, like night before the tournament. And those come with like complimentary breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, it's continental breakfast.
Yeah, and I just remember I just wanted cereal. I wanted the Frosted Flakes, like like a motherfucker, right? But there was a guy serving like in little bowls and plates. I just remember he specifically told me out of everyone else like, oh, the milk's over there, like you can serve yourself. And it didn't click in the moment.
Yeah.
And I just remember my dad like saying some like, you white motherfucker, you know, like saying some shit.
Yeah.
And we sat down and like giving him like Malouk eyes the whole time.
Yeah.
And I never got that. I never understood until like I got older.
Right,
like
right.
I maybe I was like 15, 16. I was like, oh shit. Like that was a moment where I experienced some sort of racism.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until
You were privy to the knowledge?
exactly. It wasn't until like I processed everything and I really like swallowed it down. But like if I grew up where my dad constantly told me like white people are never gonna serve you or like they're gonna think of you this way, I'm pretty sure that like if that would have happened in the moment, I would have been like, you know, like or maybe not being vocal, I would have told my parents like, hey, he did this to me.
Yeah.
You know, like something.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it's learned, sometimes it's experienced.
I think with the
Most of the times it's experience though, because when
Yeah.
I remember being on the I've made this happen to me fucking when I lived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Remember I've told the story in the I don't know if I told this on the pod, but like I was on the bus, my mom called me.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone.
Oh yeah, and you're speaking Spanish.
And I was speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
And I recognize that I'm on the bus. I'm not gonna be an asshole and talk on my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm telling my mom, like, hey, like I'm on the bus. I'm almost at my stop. Let me call you back.
Yeah.
And right before I hang up, this guy like taps me on the shoulder. He's like, hey, you can't text that shit. No one wants to hear that.
And he was white or
He was white.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, dude, you're outnumbered here.
Yeah.
No,
You're
but
like, we have a rally later about you.
yeah. And I just remember like people on the bus like making noises and shit. Yeah. And it was my stop. And I just looked at him and I just got off the bus and I walked home and I bitched about it.
Right.
But like, again, like in the moment, I wasn't so caught up on like this motherfucker's being racist to me.
Yeah.
It was more like a fight or flight. Like, what am I going to do about it?
Yeah.
Like, I already knew it was racist, but like,
You didn't say anything.
I gave him the Malouk guy and I just got off the bus.
That's so weird. I've been in a similar situation now where like I'm speaking in Spanish or something, but I was with someone and I was like, shut the fuck up. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why, like I've heard so many people though, they like freeze in that moment and they don't say anything.
But it's again, it's what I said earlier. It's it's picking your fights. I'm on the bus. I don't want to get on the news. I don't want to have to sign, you know,
Right.
like there's witnesses and shit. If it was a dark alley,
Yeah.
it's just him and me, I'm gonna say some shit, you know? But like I don't know, dude. Like it's just like
I'd rather
you
say
have to be
I'd
the-
rather say it in the light than a dark alley. I don't know what he's got. I'd rather be able to.
I'd rather take the danger. If I'm dying, I'm going out like a martyr. Like, I was fighting for my human rights.
Yeah.
Like, no, like it's just like sometimes you just have to like acknowledge that some people suck and there's just nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't have to take it further where you're actually going to fight. Like I never got in a fight for that, but I was like, shut the fuck up, and then like I just walk away after that. Like I'm like, shut up.
See, I was brought up differently. For me, the way I was raised, it's the silent assassin. Is you keep your fucking mouth shut. You act stupid. You pretend like you don't even know English. You ask people around, what did he say? Like, can you translate for me? Like, what was that? But
That's
deep down
to me.
inside.
That's digging your hole deeper.
But and then right when you know it's time to burst, you shoot him in the foot. You know, you do something outrageous just to fucking make it clear. You know, like it. No, you're just silent about it, dude. Like you don't say shit. You only say shut the fuck up when it's time to throw down.
Oh no!
Like
I go immediately.
I will never.
Shut the fuck up.
Again, it's different.
Maybe not shut the fuck up, or just but like shut up.
I guess it's different because like Tijuana's not a nice city.
It's not.
And as soon as someone opens their mouth,
I wouldn't do it down there.
exactly. You don't
You
know-
weren't in TJ.
But again, it's almost like
you were brought up that way.
you're brought. It's like you're conditioned. Like
Yeah.
how we talk about the rifle thing. Like I can only roll like a rifle. It's like
Yeah.
it's like maybe that's just muscle memory. You know,
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's like this is just how I deal with shit. Like I stay quiet and like unless I really need to like put you in your place, I will put you in your place. But there's no need. Like it's like the guy at the club. It's like okay, I'll paint the scene for you. It's 2003.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing Usher on the dance floor.
Sounds amazing already.
There's people dancing in the middle, and there's always 5 or 6 homies just standing on the wall, just drink in hand, or sometimes no drink, just hands in front of them, just scoping the scene out. They're having a good time.
Sure seems like it.
They're having a good time. Doesn't seem like it.
They're the wallflowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they're just looking, dude, and they're quiet, dude. Someone steps on their shoe, or they accidentally step on the shoe of someone. Yeah. They're not the one barking like, "Hey, motherfucker!" They're like,
"Well, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be barking with that."
I'm just saying though, like you can tell, like you can fucking tell who's a killer and who's not, dude.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
so am I a Chihuahua?
No,
for saying shut the fuck up.
But it is barking before biting.
Yeah.
And every time you bark, you expect a bite. So again, like I'm not gonna bark unless I'm gonna bite.
Yeah, I literally think most people, including myself, are pussies. So I do a little bark because I really don't think someone's gonna just be like pop. I really don't think that's
No, but not a pop, but like throw hands.
Throwing hands. I'm not saying it in your face. Shut the fuck up. I'm far away, so they're not gonna be able to hit me. I'm gonna see that coming. Mm-hmm. So,
which is another thing, dude. Like, we're in our 30s. I don't want to put myself in any situation where I'm gonna have to throw hands because I'm not in high school anymore.
Right,
dude.
right.
Like,
I'm not saying this was recently. This was definitely before I even trained like as much as I do now. Like it was just like, I just ran my mouth a little bit more because I was just like, man, like literally, shut up. Like you're bothering me. You went out of your way to bother me.
Yeah.
Because you heard something you don't like. It's the same thing as like, then change the fucking channel. You know what I mean? Like, how are you gonna come into my space and be like, hey, you shut up, man? You shut the fuck up.
So yeah, I sympathize. I get you when you say when it starts bothering me because there's been situations, for example, at Starbucks.
Yeah.
There's a specific occasion. It's actually it only happened once.
You
in
can
my
use
life.
the bathroom now.
Yeah. I remember being in line and there was a dispute between the person at the register and the person in front of the line.
Yeah.
To the point where like the guy ordering was giving the register guy, the cashier, a really hard time. Mm-hmm. That I was late for work. It was starting to affect me. That was like, shut the fuck up. Go to the back of the line. You know, like.
See, I wouldn't do that. That's funny. I wouldn't do that.
But again, I only did it because it was starting to affect me that I was already enraged. I was like, I'm doing this because if he gets in my face, I'm pushing him to the back of the line. Yeah. It's like when the Always Sun.
Did you raise your voice?
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have raised my voice. I probably would have been like, hey man, like, can you, like, we got shit, like, there's other people. Can you just, I would have done that.
I naturally project though.
Yeah.
So I was just like,
You're
shut the
yelling
fuck
now.
up. Like, just like, we're on a clock here, dude. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, it wasn't like fighting where it's like, shut the fuck up, man. Let's
Yeah.
do this. It was like, come on, dude. Like, we got shit to do. Like,
Right. Did I ever tell you the time, this, because what you're saying reminds me of the time of when I walked like in the middle of a fight in Vegas.
no.
Dude, it was like 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep. And so I just like walked the strip and there's these dudes like in each other's faces and like right about to throw down. And I'm just walking and it was a huge group in a gathering.
Just slice through the middle?
And I sliced through the middle because it was either that or going to oncoming traffic. It was like right on the strip. And so I was like sliced through and I'm like, excuse me, everybody. I'm just like going through and people were like paused for a second. I was like, I just try to get to this bar right here real quick.
Yeah, you guys are in my way. Yeah.
And then like literally after I passed through, I just hear, and they started going at it.
Okay. Another thing. I don't stick around when I hear
That's why I sliced through.
yeah, when I hear disputes, I don't stick around to see the fight.
Yeah. I didn't. I heard it and I was like, yeah, they're throwing down now.
So if I were to ever be in that situation where like if I'm squabbling on the strip in Vegas,
Yeah.
I know there's gonna be motherfuckers like me that are just gonna like you that are just gonna walk right by. That like if I'm in danger and help,
Yeah.
they're just gonna look at them like do something.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I remember years ago I was with a girl and we went to you know they're gentrifying Logan, right? Still in the process of it. I don't know if it'll ever get fully gentrified. But anyway, we're walking to Border X and we parked right there by Chicano Park and there's this fool getting jumped hardcore. And the girl I was with, she's Mexican and she was just like, she just stops and looks. And I see some guys like turn and look, and I grab her. I was like, no, don't look.
Yeah.
I was like, you didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, shouldn't we help? And I was like, no.
how the fuck are we gonna help?
I was like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm a dude. You're a chick. They're gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna get jumped
Yeah.
down and get my ass kicked
Yeah.
because you want to help and just stare at what's going on. I was like, absolutely not.
You know what I was thinking about? Being a teenager. And one of the reasons why I don't like going to bars and clubs, clubs, because I remember being a teenager in Mexico, going to clubs, and fights starting for the dumbest shit.
Boys, teenage guys are fucking retarded.
And that's what I'm saying. But 20-year-old dudes are not far off, dude.
I know.
That's why, dude. So you get that 21-year-old, like, or 22-year-old, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
That is, why'd you look at me, dude?
Yeah. It's funny when you see like older guys still acting like that. You're like, I don't know, man. How do you like? I looked and you got an interesting face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where my my tongue fu comes in, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, are you Jimmy's brother? Like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Singer, right? Yeah.
fuck it, I thought you were someone else, dude.
Right,
Sorry.
yeah.
Like my mouth has gotten me out of so many fights, dude.
Oh, my mouth has gotten me out of shit. 100%.
It's my best black belt. Is my mouth.
Let's do some deep dive. So in conclusion, I don't think Rogan's I don't think he's racist. I don't think we're racist.
I don't think we're
Do you think
racist.
I'm racist?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think I'm racial?
Yeah. but we all are though.
Yeah, so that was actually what I was gonna say. I think we actually all are.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I'll put it like this.
Wait.
If you're in a car and you're experiencing road rage,
yeah.
most of the times you're going after the person's ethnicity.
Okay.
This
I thought you were
Asian
gonna say-
motherfucker.
I was like, you're gonna say something.
Yeah, this Asian motherfucker. It had to be this guy. You know, like, I
Why are you quoting your dad?
don't know, man.
Your dad's always like, I knew it.
I fucking knew it. He just nods. He fucking knew it.
So one final thing before we go into the deep dives. Can people of color be racist towards white people? Do you believe that, or is it
I do believe it,
Okay.
but it's not socially accepted.
okay? Fair enough.
Yeah.
I agree. Deep dives. Let me make sure we is recording. Let's go down the list. Abrupt chaos here.
So this one's really fast, and yep.
Oh shit!
So imagine you're driving down Yosemite Avenue, and
Holy hell!
Do you have insurance for
Oh
that?
my God, dude.
Is there insurance for that?
Maybe in that state. I think if you have a rental, you better get the insurance because
And it just dude.
yeah, because
That's one of my
boulders. Yeah, dude, that person's lucky it hit the engine and
Yeah.
not the fucking cargo.
Oh yeah, dude.
The cabin. Oh no. Wait, let me close this. I thought it was like some sexual shit.
Wait, pause, press pause. That's what it was. It was like, my man is laying some hands down and he sees an incoming target, took his shot, man.
Let's see.
Dude!
Dude, decked him. Dude.
Let's see that one more time.
Oh my God. The best part was that guy kind of hesitated.
Yeah.
He had an opportunity.
Yeah.
Look.
Honestly, part of me thinks that it was actually a wild haymaker that just hit a target, dude.
Yeah. Because that guy went in hands down.
Exactly.
You're like, what are you doing?
Do it one more time. Just
Yeah,
do it again.
like
Because
that-
my theory still sticks. That wasn't really intended for him. Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, he got wrecked.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrecked. Let me close this. I'll leave it up. Whatever. My name is Tom, and I'm going to do something crazy. Oh no, Tom. No, Tom. No. Oh, fuck.
I think that's brain damage, dude.
Absolutely. Is that a bowling lane?
Yep. Let's see that one more time in slow motion.
Shit. Holy.
Press replay on that real quick.
Fuck.
Hi, my name's Tom.
My name is Tom. See, this guy is late teens, early 20s.
Yep. Dude.
Back of the head.
Dude. And this is why I fear clubs.
Just don't do dumb shit like that. God
Oh my-
damn, Tom. Fuck.
And now this very last one is a real sport, a professional sport.
Pillow fight?
Oh, let's see that one more time.
Hold on. There's more, right? This is pillow
No,
fight.
that was like the highlight.
Pillow fight championship.
Let's see. Yeah. So this is an actual thing. There's guy and girl. Let's see that wild haymaker over the top.
That was-
Bam!
That was nice.
I actually think Robin Black is starting to do commentary on
Good.
these.
Dude, he's the best.
He is the best.
He's
dude.
so good at breaking that shit down. Enjoy the hostilities, my friend. Wow.
Can we go down? Oh, never mind.
What?
I wanted to go through the fight porn subreddit.
Oh no, I'm done with fight porn.
All right, all right. We'll call it. quits.
Any final thoughts?
No. I will be at the open mic on Wednesday,
Okay. That's the 9th
the 9th at 8 p.m.
for sure.
That's all I got to plug in.
I don't know if this will be up by then.
Yeah, but still. So they know.
All right. Well, by next episode, I'll be 34.
26th, I'll be at the same joint.
Okay. 26th.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.